you just was talking about how rough your childhood was.
Yeah.
What kept you motivated during those times?
My siblings. And only reason why I would say my siblings is because I wanted them to look up to someone. They didn't have a mom. My little sisters just lost their dad. And only one that had their dad was my little brother at the time, but he wasn't like playing his part. So I knew that these kids had to look up to somebody, and I wanted that somebody to be me because they couldn't have a mom to look up to. Their dad just had passed away, and my little brother dad was nowhere in the picture. So it was like I had to put on my big boy pants and really like grind to get where I am. So it was like, and being a social media influencer was not a part of the picture. I promise you it wasn't. It was just more so of me just getting good grades, going to school every day, doing what I got to do to just make sure grandma don't have a lot of stress on her plate. And it was just like, honestly, what's up, y'all? It's your boy, White Boy Maj, well known to be Messy Maj. Make sure y'all tune into this video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, do what y'all gotta do best. Support my girl.
What's up? It's your girl Jenna is Paradise, and I got your boy Maj here with me today. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. How are you?
I'm good.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
So my first question for you is, what is it like being an influencer?
That's a good question. It's has its pros and cons, honestly. I would honestly say that it's fun for the most part. But it can be stressful certain days, but it's fun for the most part.
What
Yeah.
makes it stressful?
The people that I have to work with. Now you have an option to distance yourself from those people and you have an option to work with those people. But in my case, I have to work with those people.
What made you decide that you wanted to be an influencer?
COVID. I was in 11th grade, going to 12th grade. And I believe that when everything started to like transpire of like us having to stay in like the house and stuff like that, a lot of people started going on TikTok. But I was already on TikTok because I was on there from a cruise. Like I was around a whole bunch of people that was like Caucasian, and they was on TikTok. And I'm like, what is TikTok? And then they put me on, and I'm like, okay, I like this ad. And then boom, I just started to get popping on there, and then I got viral multiple times.
Okay. What were some of the ways that like you managed to keep up to date, like what was going on and
Okay. Wait, like in my real life or just social media life?
both? But
Okay.
we're gonna go with social media first, like to stay relevant.
Okay.
We're gonna...
So wait, technically you're asking me what did I do to stay relevant?
Mhm.
Okay, so what I did to stay relevant was I did multiple things. Like, and this is just a tip to anybody. When you are doing content, the best thing to do is switch up your content. Because your audience one time may like this, what you do, like, for example, podcasting. Like I do it sometimes, you know. But sometimes I may do like my funny skits, or sometimes I may just be like funny. It's all about the personality, like within yourself. So when I was coming up, I did family content with like my grandma, my little brother, and that went viral numerous of times. I'm talking about millions of views. So I proceeded to do that for a couple months. Then I'm like, okay, let me start doing some funny content because it picks up an audience from little kids, like, you know, like a smaller audience, but a big platform that comes with it type stuff. So I proceeded to do like little skits of like uncles and stuff like that, like how old people would act. Um, and then now I run the Messy Maj brand, which like brings a big audience to my platform because a lot of people want to know what's going on with everyone and just drama or the latest tea and stuff like that. So it's like a big, sound a little crazy, but it's like I don't know, it's just hard to manage. But I did it some way somehow. So yeah.
were you nervous when you first started out? Like, how did you feel like when like all this attention was coming your way?
Mm, I mean, I wasn't technically nervous. I was like proud of myself almost because like even in high school I would get a lot of attention because I was an honor student. I went to like certain events for like the school. I was an advocate for like certain activities and things like that. So attention, I type liked in a way. Um, I just think that I was built for it. So it was like I was hit unexpectedly when the audience came my way because I wasn't ready for it. But and I was like, oh okay, like this is something that I like. I'm not doing nothing but just being myself. So it's like easy type stuff.
Mm. Was this like always one of the careers you wanted to like be in, or?
No, I honestly like just a career in all.
Mm-hmm.
Like something that I always wanted to do was geotechnical engineering. That's what I majored for. But then I realized that COVID was like taking a toll and the everyday life and things like that. So I'm thinking like, okay, this is how everything gonna remain and things like that. So once I hit in 12th grade, I'm like, damn, they telling us that we might not even be able to go to college, and if so, we got to be on a computer and things like that. I'm like, no, I'm not built for that. So I'm more of a have to be in person to learn with you type thing. So it's like me being on the computer, learning from everything. Nah, that's not my type of groove. So when I decided that I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna just figure out what I'm gonna do. This just picked up being a social media influencer, and I'm just like, I'm gonna run with it. So it's like, yeah, it's really easy money, things like that.
What was your early childhood like?
I was in the ghetto. I was right there on 23rd and Lehigh. You already know. And before I went to 23rd and Lehigh, I was down there by Southwest Philly. So it was like, I don't know. It was hard in a sense. Like I'm not nobody that's bougie. I'm just a regular ass like Philly nigga. So it was just like it was rough. Like my child was rough. That's what I would say.
Can we tap more into that? Like, did you have your
Um,
mom, your dad? What about you?
so I did not have my dad for the most part. He was like in and out of jail. And then I end up not having my mom for a short amount of time as well. So my childhood started off as my mom was just like she was there like a normal mom. She made sure we had the latest sneakers, all of that, like keeping up with like a mom should do. So it was like a regular life. My grandma would tag along, my grandpa would tag along, and then it's me, my little sister, my other little sister. So it was three of us, and then we ended up having a fourth, which was my little brother Frank. And I mean, I would say everything went smooth till I was up to I want to say 12, 13. Um, I think when I was 13, my mom ended up making a dumb decision that transpired on affecting all of me and my siblings' lives. She ended up getting booked for 7 years. So it was like, okay, my mom always schooled me like, mom's not going to be here all the time. Just in case if something happened, you got to take, leadership. So it was like, that's what I had to do at the age of 13. So moving 13 up to like, I want to say 19, I want to say. Um, I had to take that leader role and being like the adult because there's only so much that my grandma could do, and it was only so much that my grandpa can do. So my dad came home when I was around like at 16, 15. No, I'll say 15, 15 for sure. He came home when I was 15. He started helping out. Like he wasn't like a bad dad. Like he helped, and then he got booked again. So it was just like, okay, him and my mom came back home at the same time. But just like growing up, it was like I had to be an adult at an early age. But I'm not complaining about it because everything happens for a reason. And like now this is happening for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think my journey was kind of rough, but then I get to live the life that I want to live, not having to like raise my siblings and take care of my grandma and do all of that. Cause like, believe it or not, I was really mature for my age when I was like 16, 15, all of that. So I became a manager at the age of 16 at Burger King. And I didn't really need a job, but I wanted one because I know that it would help out. So I just started stacking up all my money, like everything I get, just save it. My grandma used to give me $10 a day for lunch, did nothing but saved it. I used to put money on my mom books. Um, if rent was short, I used to help with the rent and all of that. Not a lot of people at the age of 16 could say that they did something like that, you know?
Right.
So it was like, I don't know, I feel like I had like a rough childhood. Like it was crazy, but I managed to get through it. Like literally. That joint was crazy.
I love that for you.
Appreciate that.
My next question is,
Mm-hmm.
right, earlier you said that like in school you was an honor roll student.
Mm-hmm.
You just was talking about how rough your childhood was and
Yeah.
stuff. What kept you motivated during them times?
My siblings. And only reason why I would say my siblings is because I wanted them to look up to someone. They didn't have a mom. My little sisters just lost their dad. And only one that had their dad was my little brother at the time, but he wasn't like playing his part. So I knew that these kids had to look up to somebody, and I wanted that somebody to be me because they couldn't have a mom to look up to. Their dad just had passed away, and my little brother dad was nowhere in the picture. So it was like I had to put on my big boy pants and really like grind to get where I am. So it was like, and being a social media influencer was not a part of the picture. I promise you it wasn't. It was just more so of me just getting good grades, going to school every day, doing what I got to do to just make sure grandma don't have a lot of stress on her plate. And it was just like, honestly, my goal was just to go to college, get good grades, and just excel in life. Like literally, that was all I wanted to do. And I think that I am still doing that. Like me personally, I don't think that you need a college degree to be successful. And that's just me. Um, so it was like when I seen motherfuckers that, you know, I was in high school with now to till this day, it's just like they don't got nothing going for themselves. And it's just like that's how I know I don't need no college degree to do what I gotta do because I'm doing better than a lot of people. Like a lot of people I even looked up to, and that's no cocky shit. That's just me being real type shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's like get where you going, but don't let nobody stop you in the process. Like that's basically what I want to say. Yeah.
Did you play any sports in school?
Yes, I played a lot of sports. I did swimming. I did lacrosse. I don't technically consider chess a sport, but it plays in a role of sport. I did baseball. Um, I said lacrosse already, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's. Oh, and I did track and cross country. I'm tripping. Yeah, for Dobbins. So
Out of which one of those would you say you was like most advanced
I would say cross country, only because I had to run and never give up. So I kept running, kept running, kept running, and only time that I would stop is when I was at that finish line. As much as I didn't want to stop, I still ran through the whole thing of it all. So it kind of put me in like a predicament where as though I know if I can do this, I can do anything that I want in life. Like being out in the field, having to run for damn near an hour straight up mountains, over trees, I knew that nothing could stop me. Because in the real world, I was overcoming everything that I had to do to win that race type shit. So it was like, I don't know, like you got to be in that mood to like really understand what I'm talking about when you doing cross country. That's something I would honestly say that I was skilled in. And if I could pick one more, it would honestly be chess. Because when I'm playing against an opponent, it's just like honestly, you just gotta think. Like it's all about a thinking strategy. So it's like really hard, but it's easy for the most part though. Yeah.
You were saying earlier that like your siblings kept you motivated and stuff. Now
Mm-hmm.
that you are where you are at now, right? Do you feel like you have the support that you need, or do you think it could be better?
From who?
Huh? Your family overall.
Um, my family, no. And the only reason why I'm gonna say no is because um I mean, they watch, they tune in and things like that, but I would expect them to be a little bit more, excited,
Mm-hmm.
more supportive about certain things and things like that. But I mean, honestly, you got to expect the unexpected from anybody. So it's like they're not going to stop what I'm doing and I'm not going to stop with them, what they're doing. But, it's just like I really wouldn't technically call it support because they never really showed it in a sense. Like watching the video, and doing all of that. Yeah, that's cool. But I feel like only one that honestly shows support in my entire family was probably my grandma. Because if it wasn't without her, I wouldn't be where I am to this day. So it was like everything happens for a reason. I'm glad that like she was there to really witness everything, like type stuff. That was the only person that showed support throughout all of my years of my life. Like, yeah.
What are some long-term goals that you want out of influence?
Long term goals. Honestly, I want to create my own show. I honestly want to. I don't want to stop my brand, but I want to expand it in a sense. So I don't know if that comes with, still in the category of wanting a show and things like that, but I just want to expand my brand. And honestly, just with social media influencing, I honestly would say that hmm, another goal, I want a meal in my pocket. Like, if not a meal, I want more than a meal. So it's like, yeah, I'm getting close, but I still want more.
Do you have any ideas on how you can expand your brand? Like, what are the ways you're going to take those steps?
Um, Me being honest, it's just continue doing what I'm doing. Have personality, think big, and never stop. So it's just more so like you just gotta have a clean slate. Like you gotta think about the decisions that you'll make on social media, what you plan on doing, what's your next step, and just set a goal for yourself. Cause like nothing's impossible at all. So it's just like keep doing what you're doing. Like I don't really, yeah. I would just say keep doing what you're doing. Yeah.
Was there ever a time where you thought influencing wasn't for you?
Um, yeah. When I think that a lot of trolls and clout chasers will play the part. I don't really care too much about the comments because they get me paid, but it is more so of the clout chasers. They don't never get me to the point where I want to stop social media, but it just gets me to the point where I'll slap the shit out you in real life. Like aside from all the social media stuff, I'm still a person in real life. So it's just like yeah, you can get off on social media, but just have the same energy when I see you. Like I'm not about to keep doing all of that. Like so that's just the part that really irritates me because I got a short temper, but I know how to control it. So it's just like that's something that I'm trying to work on as well. Um, the same mouth that you got on social media, I just wish that you have it in person. Like that's just my whole thing. So that's the only time I technically want to stop it because I'm the type of person that'll smack the shit out you. Like I don't know if we're supposed to be cursing on here though.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
All right. So yeah.
I understand it
Yeah.
because like a lot of times people do be getting off, and like
Yeah.
you said,
Like
like
that shit is
you is a person
annoying.
at the end of the day, and like it
Mm-hmm.
kind of sucks. Like seeing you in person and meeting you in person,
Mm-hmm.
it's a total different vibe. You know
Yeah,
what I
because a
mean?
lot of people think like otherwise, like I'm mean or whatever. No, I'm not.
Yeah, or because you got a page, so like a lot
Mm-hmm.
of times when you got like that name, and it's like some, well, is this person into drama or is
Yeah.
he promoting drama? You know,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah, honestly, if you're older, I feel like you will understand that it's just a job. Like honestly, I don't do nothing but just do my job like a normal person would. If you were assigned to do a job, I'm pretty sure you would do it if the money was good. So it's just like respect the hustle. Like that's all it is. And if you want to know who I am in real life, come fuck with your boy in real life. Like don't go based off everything that you see on social media because not everything is what it is. So yeah,
like that.
appreciate that.
Like, do your dad and them still play a role in stuff?
Mm.
Is like you're getting bigger or like are they out the way as well?
My dad most definitely do. He always calls me and makes sure like I'm cool. And my dad goal is making sure that I'm good. And whatever I need support in, he's always there to support. Like my dad is known with a lot of people, Meek Mill, Chief Keef, all of them. So it's just like honestly, he's up there when it comes to like having connections and getting me into the game. So it comes from a point where as though he makes sure that I'm cool and if anything that I need, I'll be like, yo, dad, I want to start the show. We on it. Like he's straight getting the people that I need and all of that. But it's just the fact that I'm not ready for it as of right now, but soon I will be. And so far as my mom, I would say that my mom is more supportive not too much. I won't gas it up, but like she's supportive if I need little handy things like, hey, can you come watch the dog, or can you come pick my car up, or just like real life stuff. Like not saying that my dad don't do it in real life, but he support me in real life and my social media life. My mom just support the real life in a sense, if that makes sense. Yeah. So it's like two different things right there.
You said that you wasn't ready, right? And you was
Mm-hmm.
talking about having your own show. What's
Mm-hmm.
stopping you?
What's stopping me right now is that's a good question. Honestly, I'm going to say what's stopping me as of right now is me breaking what I have going on as of right now. I have something that's flowing, whereas though, so for example, I have multiple platforms, but I'm always consistently active on one. So I'm just to the point where as though I don't know if I stop posting on this platform or stop live streaming on this platform, it may affect my overall image, if that's the case, if that makes sense. Like, for example, you do YouTube. Let's just say, for example, you want to stop YouTube, right? And you decide you want to go over to TikTok, but the TikTok numbers aren't doing what they're supposed to do compared to what you used to do on YouTube. And let's say if you want to go back to YouTube and the numbers ain't still consistent like how they normally are, it's just like you fucked yourself over in a sense. Rather than being active on all, it's really hard, especially when you're one person. So it's just like it's a 50-50 chance in a sense. But if you're really a supporter and you say you support me, it's never going to be a time where as I have to question, okay, are you still going to support me if I do this? Da, da, da. If you're a real supporter, you're going to support me throughout anything. That's just straight up. So yeah.
Yeah, I just was about to raise this and be like, well, if they fuck with you the way they
Yeah.
say they fuck with you,
Facts.
like, even
Mm-hmm.
if it do change, it's gonna jump right back up.
Exactly.
I feel like you should just go for it. Not gonna lie to you.
Definitely.
Only because tomorrow's not promised,
Mm-hmm.
and like you said, if they fuck with you, it's gonna go that way. That's just gonna show you like who really there, who really not there.
Facts.
You're gonna still forever be Maj. Like
Mm-hmm.
can't nobody take that away from
I agree. I
you.
agree. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna give you another reason. Another reason why it's so hard to do a show is because the revenue and the income that you get from putting out the show. For example, let's just say if I want to do it on YouTube, and a lot of people don't know this. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, but you won't sometimes make a lot of money based off the views that you post on YouTube. Let's say, for example, if I get production and I get a show rolling and I'm just like, okay, I want to do this show. I decide to post it on the platform YouTube. There's a 50-50 chance that you may get paid a lot, and there's a 50-50 chance that you may get paid less. Like, it comes with you having to take out certain cuss words, like you having to make sure their fights aren't in the video. So it comes with a lot of editing and just like, it's just a lot. Like if I'm gonna record and I get my production rolling, I just want everything filmed, edited, great. I want the fights in, I want the cuss words in. And if you have these certain things in compared to like a platform like YouTube, there's a chance that you'll lose like your whole YouTube channel. So it's like, I don't know, a lot of influencers flex like they get, let's say for example, they say they get like 2 million views. They ain't getting that much money. Like it ain't that much. Like that's a good 50K. But for 2 million views, it should be higher, especially if it's from YouTube. Like that should be higher. So I already did my show on YouTube. I just never did a show in real life. And the first time of me actually doing a show, I pulled 1 million views back to back. So it goes to say like I can do a show, but the money's not there on YouTube. And then other platforms like Patreon and all of that, I mean, ain't nobody getting on there at all. Like I need my own app, like my own shit. Whereas though you look it up in the app store, say my name in that bitch. Like I need something like that. So it's like that part is the hard part. That's the hard part right there.
What makes you different from other influencers?
I stay on my pivot. I'm real. Like them bitches is fake. I'm not fake like them. Like I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. And the difference between me and them is that they're for it for the money and the fame. I'm in for it for the loyalty and being remembered, like of my realness. Like fuck all that bullshit. It's just like on who I am. A lot of them don't really have personality. So it's just come like from an example like their personality only lasts but so much when the cameras are rolling. Once the cameras is off, these bitches are just drugged out, boring, whores. Like it's just basic life. Like it's regular shit. So it's just like I stand out in my own way. Like and I think they know that too.
How did you begin to like find your content? Like, cause like I'm not an influencer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm on TikTok, right, as
Mm-hmm.
much stuff, if I'm not going to your page, I don't know nothing. You
Okay.
feel me? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, how do you find that information if I can't find that
About myself or your
information? No, about like things you post.
okay. Um so wait, hold up. Back the truck up. You said how would I find out about my information?
No, so all right, so if I'm on TikTok, right,
Mm-hmm.
and you're an influencer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times you may post something, right, and it's about like somebody else, like happy birthday to this person, or
Mm.
like this just happened to this person, wish them your condolences and stuff like that.
Okay.
Where
How
do
do
you
they
get that
find
that tea? Like
okay.
if I can't access you,
Oh, how do I find it to
yeah,
myself?
like what's the research you gotta do?
So I actually have a team. So my team is filled with 15 people, including myself, that makes 16. They find a tea based off, yeah, I don't want to say too
All
much,
right,
but
then you know what?
yeah,
We could skip
we're going to
past
skip. But we
that.
get the tea, though. We always make sure we get everything 100% real, nothing fake.
Okay.
Yeah.
My next question would be,
Mm,
since we gotta skip past it,
okay.
right?
Hmm.
Are you comfortable with where you at right now?
No,
No.
don't ever get comfortable in where you at because that will be the first downfall that you make, literally. So I wouldn't say that I'm comfortable. As of right now, just a little bit, but I'm not comfortable because I want to be higher. So it's just like when you're on live and you're live streaming every day, it takes a toll on you. Like sometimes you'll slow down because you need to get yourself together. Like having this camera up on my face like every day, it would get tiring. Like I want to do stuff, I want to have fun in the real world. So it's like an on and off switch. I won't keep the lights off for too long. I'll turn them right back on when I feel like they need to be on though. And every time I do, it's always nothing but success. So
So where do you find the balance at then?
the balance, I find it in my supporters. They're the ones that always lift me up whenever I feel low, if that makes sense. If that was the right question. Well, did I answer that right? Does that
You
make sense?
answer like part of it. Like, do you
Okay.
go outside and like
Oh, the
plan
okay.
trips? Do you
So
go?
to maneuver myself. Basically, yeah, I plan trips. I go out, but in this city, it's just nothing for me to go out to. Like it's Philly, there's nothing really here, so it's like I can't really do so much. Um, Trips, yeah, I go to trips all the time, but like I want to do some fun shit like skydiving and scuba diving. That's the type of trips I do. So it's like I don't know. I don't really do those often because you always got to make sure you have the right people to do those trips with. That's the only thing about it is finding the right people. So,
Aside from like social media, like
hmm
this is like in the field work pretty much. Are you involved like with the community?
um, I would say no. I'm gonna be honest. It depends on what it is that I'm doing. Like, um, before I became a social media influencer, yes, I was. I was an advocate for Ruby's kids. I used to go to the schools, help the kids out with like homework and giveaways with backpacks and things like that. But as of right now, I wouldn't say that I'm like really helping out the community now. And the only reason why is because back then is different from how it is now. I'm never going to stop helping people. I help like the homeless when I like see them on the street and things like that. Like if I'm at McDonald's and I see somebody, yeah, I'll give them like a couple dollars and stuff like that. But I'm not just going out my way to like really help type stuff. So I feel like it's like optional. Um, Only ones that I help as of right now, and the only community that I was a part of is just my family. So it's just like those are the people that help me. I'm gonna help them, and that's just that.
What are some things that you want for your family?
Um, Nothing but success. Like I wish that we can all do what I do and bring in income as a whole. Um, because it'll honestly be easier. Like it'll be way more successful and easier. So I just wish them nothing but success and honestly just to like do nothing but great things. Like that's all I wish.
Yeah.
Hmm. Appreciate that.
My next question
Hmm.
is, so you was talking about your childhood.
Mm.
I don't want to keep tapping into your
You
childhood, but
cool.
if you're comfortable with it, let me
I'm
know.
so
If you're
good with
not,
it. You
phrase
good.
this,
You
right?
good.
Or like you and your siblings growing up, like would you
Hmm.
say y'all bond was like really like together, or like was it messed up a little bit? Is that why it also was rough?
We were always together.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly would say that we got split up when CPS came, but then we got right back together. So it was just like more so of it being like things happened, but it was from a bitch from social media that made those things happen. So um, I would say that our bond for the most part was great. The second oldest, the one right behind me, because I'm the oldest, she was a firecracker. Like she had her storms and her moments and things like that, but she worked on them, overcame it, and became a better person. So it was just like honestly, our bonds was great. I couldn't wish for any other siblings but them.
Do you want kids like in the future?
When I'm financially stable, yes. I wouldn't say that I'm not financially stable
But kids,
now.
kids is a lot.
Yeah, so it's just like I don't know. And honestly, in this generation, I'm scared to have one because it's like everything is happening, like everything. Like I don't even think I'm gonna be able to have one the way that this world is working right now. So it's just like I don't know. It's just scary bringing life into this earth type stuff. And if I do, I gotta be far, far away, like way far away, literally. So,
What are the pros of having like a team with you?
the pros of having a team. I mean, honestly, it's nothing but good. Like I don't really have to do too much, so it's just like I couldn't wish for a better team. Like I honestly just I'm happy that I have them, and like if they cool, I'm good, type stuff. So it's just like honestly, it's just so much my team do. I can't even think. Like I just really appreciate my team. Like I don't know, like the pros is just like I wouldn't even say that I won't even have to do too much, but they're my motivation. Like they push me to continue doing what I'm doing. They do the posts, they do the watermarking, I do the lives, I bring the engagement, and I get the questions that need to be asked. So it's like they're doing the behind scenes, but I'm doing the straight up scenes. Like, okay, let's get into it type shit. So it's like way easier for me, like literally.
I mean, that's true. I feel
Hmm.
like sometimes working with a team, like they don't always like see eye to eye. So,
Wait, pros was the good things, right? Okay, all right, all right,
so it's like for you to say like it's a bunch of like all this good stuff.
all right.
I like it.
Yeah, they work for me.
You said they work for you.
Yeah, they work for me.
Well, how they feel?
Um, I feel like I'm that nigga. I feel like I'm a boss. Like,
I mean, you is if they work for you.
yeah,
You
like
boss.
I am. So it's just like I
Did
and
you
then
pick them or they came to you?
so I have a manager that runs the group, and then I have another manager that runs the group. So they usually pick out who they feel best to work with, and I'm so happy they picked who they picked because I couldn't wish for the best. Another team, they are the best. Like they literally are the best team ever. So it's just like I don't know.
How long have like this been your team?
Some years since I started for the most part. It's sometimes we bring new people in, we kick the people that don't like really be consistent out. So it's like we never know who we're gonna work with. So I would say for the majority of the group, I would say a couple years, 2 years per se. Yeah, 2 years, I would say.
If you ever like fell short, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you never do fall short.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what are some ways that you think you're probably trying to uplift yourself?
With my brand.
Your brand or like, well, if you fall short as a person,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Eventually your brand is gonna fall short.
Yeah.
So
So honestly, me and my team are so locked in that if I ever needed a break or fall short in life, I don't think they'll stop. Like I feel like they'll continue the page. They got the password to do all of that. Now, what I will say is that I know that there'll be a time when they we need to start focusing on the real world. So it's just more example like um I don't think that I honestly will fall short because this is something that I need to do to progress in life. And it's like it's a 50-50. Like it's just up to them. But if it do come down to it, I always might just have to hire new people. Although I wouldn't really want to because I'm already comfortable with my team that I have now and all of that. So it's just like, yeah.
When you reach your highest peak in life, what are the next steps for you?
I'm gonna make sure that my team is straight in life. They'll get anything the fuck that they need, literally anything. Make sure my family is out of Philly. So I don't want them down here. And just keep going and keep going and keep going. There's no final destination for me. So I gotta keep going higher and higher. Like just never stop. Like that's not no final peak. It's just you gotta keep going. Like that's the only thing that's on my mind is just never stop.
I'm gonna raise this.
Okay.
All right. I like the answer, but I didn't like that answer.
Okay, why?
All right. You said why? Because I feel like it is a higher peak. Like it's gonna come a time where it's though like a lot of people like when they get old they retire. Okay. They did everything they wanted to do. Now they could just sit back and like go on trips, go skydiving and stuff like that. Their family and stuff is already fed, taken care of. So it's like when you get to that limit, like what are you gonna do with your life?
So that's the difference between them and me.
Okay, so you just gonna keep working.
Keep working, always, never stop.
Y'all heard that?
Yeah, never stop.
Never stop.
You never have to stop. And I honestly feel like a lot of people get influenced differently. So you may see what you see on social media and you may feel that way. But it's like, yeah, I see a lot of people retire. A lot of people do this, that, and the third. But if you really to your core and you really like into what you want to do, I don't think there's no stopping because that's a part of your journey. Like you never want to stop at all because life is too short and you never know what will happen. So I don't see no stopping for me. Like I just keep going always.
We're getting ready to close out the video.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to like tell anybody before we close out? Like something that kept you motivated or like any advice, you know?
Advice. My advice to you is learn your value. Like never like ever allow anyone to tell you what you're worth because value never change at all. Like always understand that you're here for a reason and you have to necessarily find that reason in life. A lot of people may feel as though that they can't be where the next person is, but this is the downfall. Never ever compare yourself to anyone else because that'll be the first fuck up that you'll make in life. Um, in order to find yourself, you have to put your life and yourself to certain limits. Like not even limits, I would say certain goals. Like always have a goal chart and understand what you want to do in life. And that's just my honest advice to y'all. Really.
You got any like content that's new or anything that's new coming up?
Stay tuned to the next year. I definitely got some stuff for y'all. This is definitely a surprise though.
Well, it was nice having you here.
It was nice.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for having me here. I do appreciate that.
JP, he out.
See y'all.